Hello, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Hungary's webinar in the frameworks of the Study in Europe Higher Education Fair. My name is Annabella Paroti, and I am the diplomat responsible for educational affairs at the Embassy. So very warm welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining us. During our session today, I will be very happy to share with you more information on Hungary and also about the study possibilities our country can offer. At the end of my presentation, you will have the chance, there will be a Q&A session, so you will have the chance to raise any questions if you have any. So first of all, let me share with you my screen. And without further ado, let's get started. So the first part of my presentation will try to answer to the question, why Hungary? So why you should choose Hungary as the location of your studies? Well, Hungary is a relatively small country situated in the central part of Europe with a population of almost 10 million people. The official language is Hungarian. And we are very, very proud that Hungary is considered to be one of the oldest states in Europe. And therefore, it has very rich history and culture. And no wonder that it is one of the 50th most popular tourist destinations in the world. Besides this, Hungary also provides you safe and friendly living and learning environment. So it is a perfect place for international students. Besides all of this, owing to its strategic location and also to the fact that basically Hungary has a very competitive and dynamically growing economy, it is also home to big international companies and startups. So, as mentioned before, Hungary is also a place where you will find pretty affordable prices, especially compared to other Western European countries. So when it comes to living costs and studying costs, Hungary will provide you much affordable possibilities, and also you will receive cutting-edge knowledge for a fair price. And also we strongly believe that a European degree is always a key to global job markets. So we think that it is worth earning it in Hungary. The second part of my presentation will focus on the Hungarian higher education system and also on the scholarship available for international students. I don't know if you are familiar with this interesting fact, but Hungary has one of the highest number of scientific laureates per capita. Some of the best known innovations, inventions that we use day by day are actually related to Hungarian people. Just to give you a few examples, for example, the Rubik's Cube, the safety match, the ballpoint pen, and many, many others. In terms of the structure, you will find, so basically the Hungarian academic year, it is divided into two parts: the autumn semester, which lasts from September to February, and then the spring semester, which lasts from February to July. If you study in Hungary, you will be able to pursue bachelor, master, or doctoral studies, and also undivided master degree programs, which are applicable for specific study programs like medicine or law. At this point, I would like to introduce to you a very special scholarship opportunity which is called the Stipendium Hungaricum Scholarship Program. This scholarship program provides you tuition-free education possibility. So this means that it is free. It was founded in 2013 by the Hungarian government, and it is based on bilateral cooperation agreements between Hungary and partner countries, including Singapore. In the case of Singapore, the Hungarian government provides a quota of 30 places each year. So this means that each year, application year, 30 Singaporean students or 30 eligible persons from Singapore will be eligible to receive this scholarship, to be awarded with this scholarship and pursue studies in Hungary. You will be able to choose from full degree programs and the partial studies. And we are very, very proud that by today we have more than 80 partner countries engaged in these scholarship programs, 30 Hungarian host institutions that provide more than 600 study programs in various languages, including English. And there is one application period each year, which usually starts in mid-November and lasts until mid-January. And we are also very, very proud of the fact that this scholarship program has become so popular recently that in 2020, more than 35,000 applications were received from partner countries all over the world, and 5,000 scholarships were awarded. So let me share a little bit more about what you will receive, what you will be entitled to in the frameworks of this scholarship program. So this basically provides you tuition-free education. You will also receive a monthly stipend, monthly contribution to your daily life in Hungary, which in the case of bachelor and master studies, it is around 200 Singapore dollars per month. In the case of doctoral studies, this amount is a little bit higher, 630 Singapore dollars for the first 4 semesters and 810 Singapore dollars for the second 4 semesters. You will also receive, or you will also be entitled to a dormitory place, or should you choose to live on your own or renting an apartment with other students, which is also very popular in Hungary, you will receive a contribution of roughly 180 Singapore dollars per month. Then you will also be entitled, besides all of this, to medical insurance. I would also like to emphasize the fact that obviously these amounts will not allow you to maintain yourself in Hungary, so you definitely need to have your own money as well. But it is definitely a help for students. About the application process, on this slide you can see all the application documents you will need to provide in case you choose to apply for this scholarship program. It is, I would like to emphasize the fact that you need to be a Singapore citizen in order to apply from Singapore to this scholarship program. And the application is basically done online. You will need to fill in the online application system that I will show you later. And you will have to upload the necessary documents like CV, motivation letter, transcripts of records, school certificates, medical certificates, passport and ID copies. And after this, I would like to share with you more about the application timeline. So as mentioned before, the application starts around mid-November. We highly recommend you to check out the official website of the scholarship program. which is the stipendiumhungaricum.hu website, where you will find all the information related to this scholarship and what documents you need, what kind of study programs are available, which are the Hungarian institutions that you can apply to. Now about the application timeline itself. So the application period lasts from mid-November to mid-January. So basically in mid-January, what happens? The Tempus Public Foundation, which is the organization coordinating scholarships in Hungary, will assess your application, will do a technical check to see whether you are eligible to apply or not, whether you have uploaded all the necessary documents or not. And then by the end of February, together with the Ministry of Education of Singapore, they will put together a list of eligible candidates. These candidates will basically have the chance to proceed to the second selection point, which is the institutional examination. So this means that you will have to take an admission exam to the host university, to the Hungarian university that you have chosen to apply. And you will receive, so the admission exam lasts usually between March and May. And then by the end of June, the results must be out. So students will be notified about the results, whether they were approved the scholarship or not. And in July, students may start to arrange their visa application and their travel to Hungary. Now, our embassy in July usually organizes an informative session for students who were provided with this scholarship in order to help them to take the next steps, and so that we provide them with all the necessary information they need to know. This is how the application website looks like. As mentioned before, I recommend you to check the official website of the Stipendium Hungaricum Scholarship Program, where you will also be able to find this application system, online application system. You will basically only have to sign in, and then you can also choose, you can find the study programs and browse by institutions. And yes, basically that is all. And you will have to upload by mid-January all the necessary documentation. What scholarship types are available for Singaporean applicants? As mentioned before, full degree programs and partial studies are also available. You can either you can either apply for an undergraduate program, a graduate program, or a one-year master study program, with the exception of the major subject of medicine. And this is so you cannot apply, unfortunately, in the frameworks of the scholarship program for medicine. This is because Singapore only recognizes a restricted numbers of the medical diploma of a restricted numbers of foreign universities. Okay, so I would like to get down to another scholarship opportunity, which is called the Erasmus Plus. So basically, this is the scholarship provided by the European Union to support education, training, youth, and sport in Europe. So it is very important to mention that this scholarship program is based on interinstitutional agreements. So for this, you have to make sure that you are already enrolled in a Singaporean higher education institution. And in case this institution has a partner country in Hungary, then you will be eligible to apply for partial studies or traineeships or exchange programs and traineeships, basically. And you will also be entitled to monthly scholarships, and also to you will receive a contribution to the travel costs. So in case you are interested to find out more about this scholarship, I would recommend you to check out the website of the European Council, and also the Study in Europe Singapore website, where you will be able to find more information about this scholarship. Here in this slide, you can see basically our university countries in Hungary. And just to give you an example of how our universities look like, they have very special and very nice architecture, as you can see. Now the third part, and at the same time the last part of my presentation, will focus on what you can do once you are in Hungary, especially as a student. So Hungary has a very vibrant youth life. So once you are enrolled in a Hungarian university, you will be able to apply for a mentor system or mentor program that will guide you, especially in the first period when you will need a lot of help, also administrative help to settle down. And also there are many student organizations that will provide you the possibility to participate in different networking events, so that it will be easier for you to socialize and find new friends all over the world. And besides this, well, as mentioned before, Hungary is one of the oldest states in Europe, with very rich history and culture. It is a very popular touristical attractions. We have several World Heritage sites, many spas, and a very vibrant nightlife. And due to its, or owing to its central location in the heart of Europe, it is very easy to reach to other European countries as well. Here you can see a picture of our beautiful capital city, Budapest, which is separated into two parts by the Danube River. So if you want to get from one side to the other, you need to use the bridges. Some other touristical sites in Budapest, like the Opera House at the bottom left, on the bottom right side, or the Hero Square, St. Stephen's Basilica, and you can also see the Fisherman's Bastion. And of course, our beautiful building of Parliament, which is very unique and detailed architecture. At this point, I would also like to share with you an interesting fact about Hungary. So in Hungary, we attach great importance to water. This is because we have more than 1,000 of hot springs running beneath the surface of our country. Therefore, we have many spas, which are not only popular among Hungarian peoples, but also among tourists. So once you go to Hungary, I would highly recommend you to try some of these nice spas. And of course, we have very nice wine regions, wine cellars that you can visit, and also many cultural and music festivals. One of the most popular music festival is the Sziget Festival, which usually attracts more than 50,000 visitors each year. Of course, not in COVID times. Here you can see some World Heritage sites, and I would like to highlight our basically Hungarian sea, because in Hungary we don't have a sea, as you might know, but we have the Lake Balaton, which we considered being the Hungarian sea. It is basically the biggest lake in Central Europe, so it is a very popular tourist destination as well. Here you can see on the bottom right side. And of course, just like in Singapore, people in Hungary also like eating, and we are very proud of our gastronomy. One of our best known condiment or ingredient that we use for almost each traditional Hungarian dish is called the paprika. And I just wanted to give you an example of how our dishes look like. Okay, so this was all from our side. In case you have any questions, please feel free to ask me now in the framework of the Q&A session, or you can also turn to us anytime if you need any kind of information about studying in Hungary. The embassy's email address, which is mission.sim@mfa.gov.hu. And of course, I would highly recommend you to visit the Study in Hungary website and also the Stipendium Hungariacum website, where you will be able to find all the necessary information and tips and tricks about living and studying in Hungary. So thank you very much for your attention, and I'm very open to hear your question. Okay, I would like to ask if there would be a language barrier that Singaporean students should be prepared for. Thank you. Well, a very good question. Actually, as I mentioned in my presentation, you will be able to choose from more than 600 study programs in English and other languages as well. So it will definitely not be a problem at all. So we have various universities providing very many study programs in English as well. By the way, if you haven't done it so far, two of our universities will also hold a webinar today. One of them at 2 p.m., which is the University of Page, and the other one at 4 p.m., Corvinus University of Budapest. So we invite you to also to take part in their webinars. The next question, I recall you mentioned that there was some subsidy for living, but what would a decent cost of living be like? Okay, so for this, I would recommend you to check out, I will write for you in the chat box, I will share with you the website of Study in Hungary, where you will find also a cost of living calculator. And you can have an idea of how much does it cost when it comes to living in Hungary, how much are the tuition fees in case you choose to self-fund your studies. So as mentioned, the Stipendium Hungariacum scholarship program definitely will provide you contribution to your daily life, but it will not be enough to maintain yourself. So you also need to have your own budget. But of course, the scholarship is totally free, so there's no tuition fee for it. Is there any age limit for application? In the case of the Stipendium Hungariacum scholarship program, the age limit is 35. So 35 is the age limit. Is there an obligation for the students of the scholarship to pay back to the country, example, working in the country for a certain period? Definitely not. It is not, we don't have a bonding. There's nothing, no obligation. So you will be provided with this opportunity for free. You will not have to work or live for any sort of time in Hungary just because you received the scholarship. The main aim of this scholarship from our side was to internationalize Hungarian higher education system, to get as many foreign students as possible. And of course, this is also good for Hungary's reputation because they can serve as mini ambassadors that can share good stories, and they can get some sort of attachment to our country. Next question, can students from other Asian countries like Philippines apply for the scholarship? Also, what English proficiency certificate is required? Is this really mandatory upon application? Do you accept certification of English as a medium of instruction instead? Okay, so yes, the Stipendium Hungary, the answer is yes. So the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship program, as mentioned before, it is a very popular scholarship program, and we have more than 80 partner countries involved in this process. And I am sure that the Philippines is also a partner country, so you will be, as a Philippine citizen, you will be able to apply for this scholarship, but of course not in Singapore, but from the Philippines. And in terms of the English proficiency certificate, yes, you will need one. You will need to prove that you have you need to check out, first of all, what the host institution of Hungary requires for the specific study program that you applied for. And you will have to provide this English proficiency certificate, not in the case of Singapore, because in Singapore, obviously, students are receiving an English language diploma, so they are there's an exemption for this for Singaporean students. Okay, next question. I would like to ask if there is any full scholarship for general medicine program taught in English. And by the way, I'm from Vietnam. Okay, yes, in the frameworks of the scholarship program, you will be able to apply for medicines, but as mentioned before, not as a Singaporean citizen, because in the case of Singapore, so Singapore only recognizes a restricted number of medical diplomas from foreign universities. So as a Singaporean citizen, you cannot apply at the moment, unfortunately, for medical studies. But as a Vietnamese, I am not aware of what is the specific what are the specific requirements for Vietnamese citizens, but I'm pretty sure that you can apply for medicine. I would highly recommend you to get in touch with one of our embassies or consulates in Vietnam, and they will be able to assist you. Okay, so I hope I managed to answer your questions. I will still wait a little bit to see if there are any more. And of course, please feel free to reach out to us. I will leave you here the email address of our embassy, so you can reach out to us anytime. Okay, another question came in. Because Singaporean boys have to do a 2-year national service. If I have to do the 2-year national service after my GCE A levels, should I apply it after my A level? And if I am successful, can I hold the scholarship to finish the national service, or should I apply after my national service? Well, yeah, I get your question. I think that you can either wait until like the last year of your national service and to apply during this period for the scholarship, so that the next year you will be able to start your studies. Or you can apply for the scholarship, and you can postpone your studies also. So in the framework of this scholarship program, you also have the chance to postpone your studies if you have a good reason for that. So you will need to provide a letter in which you will write all the circumstances of why you are forced to postpone your studies. But I think in your case, it might be better if you wait like until almost you finish for instance, like the military service, and you can apply and then start your studies the next year. Okay, are there any more questions? Okay, in case not, then as mentioned before, you are free to reach out to us at the email address that I put into the chat box for you anytime, should you have any questions regarding to scholarship programs, or specifically the Stipendium Hungarium scholarship program, which I think it is definitely very, very worth trying. I will also share with you the Stipendium Hungarium website, just in case you missed it before. Okay, so thank you very much for your attention and for joining our seminar, as well as for your interest in Hungary. And I wish you all the best, a lot of success. And if you have the chance, please join us in the afternoon for the university sessions. Thank you very much for being here.